So I'm going to ask you the same kind of slightly rude question.
I can't wait.
The other people, which
Great.
is, what do you think went wrong with David and Kelly's Wonder Woman pilot? And how are you guys doing?
I wouldn't know. Okay,
how are you
first of all, I'm so he's one of my idols is David Kelly, and I know Andrew is one of he's one of Andrew's idols. I couldn't judge anyone else's work. I personally couldn't run in a top that didn't have any support straps. So that's the only thing I would say. And I can't speak to the rest. I mean, we're honored to be part of the same DC universe.
Well, I'm really excited for a female superhero show. I think that's great news. What do you hope that young women can take away from Supergirl?
I hope it's not just young women. I hope that, I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, and I hope that they get to watch something with me that I've written finally, because I couldn't watch Glee. But I think she is inspirational, and she is also universal. It's nice that she's a woman, but she's powerful, and powerful has no gender. And so what's cool is we're putting this woman in the same situations that any other powerful person has been in before, and she's going to triumph, probably, but not always in the way that maybe a male superhero would do it. It's a little twist on things. Thank you so much. She's not always going to beat up the bad guy to defeat him. So that's what's cool about Kara.
Cool. It feels like, starting with Flash and now with Supergirl, that there's a optimistic upswing to a lot of the superhero things. So can you talk a little bit about how that works and its importance, especially with Supergirl?
I think that we, for me, those dark-toned, gritty superhero shows are awesome. But when I think about it, I just want it to feel real. So when we strip away all the visual effects, we just have people, and one of them is Kryptonian. Okay, I get that. But I wanted to represent something very real and emotionally, and despite our big action set pieces, we're really going to come out at the end of the day and just feel like this group triumphed, and that's universal. We talk about Donner's Superman as our touchstone, just like the heartfulness, and his word is verisimilitude, just making things very real and true. So.
Oh, wow, you're cool. You please.
I was just going to say, of all the DC characters that are out there, why do you think now is the right time for a Supergirl TV show?
I think because it doesn't matter that she's female. I think the world has moved at such a rapid pace in the last few years. Not even about politics or sexuality or gender equality or marriage equality. Forget about that. I just am excited to see a hero, and that she's wearing a skirt doesn't even feel like it matters. Because at the end of the day, good versus evil doesn't have a gender.
And can you talk a little bit about the costume design and making sure that her shield is distinctive to her and visually?
Yeah, Colleen Atwood, who's an Academy Award, Edward Scissorhands, she designed, I think, the Flash, his costume as well. And when I heard that she was on board, it was one of the first things I heard, and it was so exciting, and meeting her was just so inspirational. She's so thoughtful and just smart, so impressive. Her knowledge of history that she brings, and her knowledge of Krypton's history that she, every stitch is considered, and the width of the belt, and it's a practical. If I was going to go kick some ass, I certainly would wear this suit. It's practical. Her shoes are a normal height. Her bodice is appropriately beautiful but practical, and so. She's not going to have that Wonder Woman concern of how she's going to kick some ass and keep her top.
So how important is it in the show going forward that she's sort of in the shadow of her cousin, like Superman? Is that going to be a theme that keeps coming up?
I think that's a really interesting question. I think that shadow is something we all face in life, whether it's our boss or our mother or our brother or our cousin who happens to, fly over Metropolis. We all have someone that we're like, oh, really? They were a little bit second best to. And I think that's the general theme is why couldn't we have him? Why did we get her? And, over the course of the season and hopefully the series, that question will matter less.
I mean, you're forging your own version of her. This is the first adult version that we've ever seen of her. But there's also a lot of stuff that you're culling from the comics. Her pre-New 52 version, one of the most recent ones, she's actually potentially more powerful than Superman.
That's
so is
an
that a
interesting
thing
point
that
that you
you're
say.
bringing in?
I don't know if I can speak to that, but I will say that she is discovering her powers just like we are. So to assume that she has what he has, I mean, I think it's fair to assume she has what he has, but she is. I don't know if I can. She's an amazing hero, and she's getting better every day.
Whose
If you
idea?
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, whose idea was it in the pilot to have those little Easter eggs for fans, like having Dean Cain in it?
Oh, we just love that. We love that. I mean, we love that. Andrew and Greg and myself just love to. You'll notice there's little references, street names and bridge names, and there are some of our favorite artists and writers historically, and there's a Nelson Diner, Diane Nelson's DC president. We really try to give the love because we've gotten so much love. So as much as we can do that, putting people like iconic characters like Dean or Helen is just like thrilling for us.
So as you were working on the show, what's the one reason that would make you tune in to Supergirl?
Well, I might tune in for like the visual effects and stay for the characters. I love a big action movie. Like, get me to Mission Impossible. I mean, I love that stuff. And we have really giant set pieces that are very impressive. But at the end of the day, it's really about characters and how they're handling them. And so that's why I would stay. Why you come for the big candy, but you stay for the meal, right?
Last question, folks.
Holly Ellis said, sorry, how much? Well, we will answer that quickly. And I think to us it's so important that this be a show about her through her lens and her experience, and so we'll answer that question fairly quickly. Thank you.
so much.
Lovely. Thank you.